Praying to the iron. What if you're, quote, doing everything right, letting her come to you, exuding confident behavior, etc., and your sex drive is triple what hers is? How do you suffice?
Well, what that tells me is he has not a problem of differing sex drives, but a problem of differing interest and levels of attraction. And so, because if you're applying what's in my book, typically as the man, she's gonna be wanting sex more than you do. And if you're having the opposite problem, then that still tells me on some level you're thirsting after her, you're pursuing her too much. You haven't created the right balance between pursuing her too much and not pursuing her enough. And so the vibe you're giving off is one of scarcity, where you just basically, she can sense and feel your vibe is one of you don't feel like you deserve to be there. And it comes out in the tone of your voice, the things you say. Instead of confidently suggesting to do things, you're oftentimes looking for her approval or her to suggest what you should do. In other words, you're deferring to her as the leader and trying to be the follower. And women want a man that takes charge, a guy that's confident. That you get 100 women together and ask them what the most attractive things they find in guys, or they like guys, or they qualities they want. It's like confidence is always the number one thing. And when you're speaking in ways and the tone of your voice is communicating in ways that you don't think that you're confident, you call too much, you text too much, you pursue too much, you touch her too much, you're up in her shit, you put your life on hold, you blow off your friends at the last minute if she wants you to do something that's kind of really not that important, which you disrespect your friends, and then what happens is she starts disrespecting you and your time and blowing you off and jerking you around. You jerk your friends around, and she jerks you around, and you act like a bitch, and that's the kind of thing that happens. And then you're chasing after her, trying to seduce her, and oftentimes she's not feeling heard or understood as well, because when a woman feels heard and understood, the leg's open. She's always open to your advances. She's always touching you. She's stuck to you like a suckerfish. She wants to be around you. She wants to have her hands on you. She wants to sit next to you. She wants to bump into you. She wants her knee bumping yours. She leans towards you. Her body language points towards you. These are all the things that you notice, and you can tell just things you say and you do. Her body language can shift from being away from you, and then you recognize that you just said something that maybe made her feel uncomfortable, or that she didn't like, or maybe you said something made you look like a douchebag, and it turned her off in the moment. And you can see an instant feedback in her body language. And when you understand this, then you think back about what you did or what you said, and you realize, well, it was unattractive what I said or unattractive what I did, and it instantly showed up in her body language. And then you can correct, and then you can go back to asking her questions, getting her to talk, getting her to open up, and reconnecting to her and caring about her feelings and her interests and what's going on with her. Because, I mean, that's just natural rapport building. When you're talking to somebody that you care about and who cares about you, an old friend, family member, significant other, they want to know what's going on in your life. They really sincerely are interested and care, and they want to know, and they want to listen, and they take the time to listen. They take the time to show that they care. And when you take the time to listen instead of talking and really care about what she has to say, she can feel that. And then you notice her arms unblocked from her chest, her legs switch directions to where her knees pointed towards you, her body literally leans toward you almost like a magnet's pulling her in your direction. And if you're sitting across from one another, she either mentions getting up, or hey, can I come sit next to you, or she'll just come over and sit next to you. It's like a magnet. And when you're in that state and you understand the things in the book that well, you can play your woman like an accordion in a beautiful way. It's not, in a way to take advantage of her, but you can tell when you say things that turn her on, and you can tell instantly when you're turning her off. So you can course correct. And when, she's open to you, she's on you. And as you advance things, it's like she always will let you do whatever you want when you want. You're not going to be getting rejected. If she's rejecting you half the time, it's because she doesn't feel open to you. She doesn't feel safe with you. She doesn't feel comfortable with your leadership, or she doesn't trust your masculine core for whatever reason, and you got to figure out what that is.
I also want to add as well that there's also the factor that at the end of the day, I was like from the past few days of the newsletters that you've posted. I know there's been a lot of guys with issues with over pursuing. There was even this guy that I remember reading through that he
It's like the dude
mentioned.
showing up at your house at night, and
Yeah.
that's the extreme case. But it's like they're still doing it in a way that doesn't make you feel safe.
Yeah, and another thing as well is that I remember reading one where it's like this dude was mentioning that he makes like a good amount of figures, like he has money and stuff. But I also want to add as well, and I may come off a little vulgar here, but you can be the richest man in the world, you can have the biggest dick in the world,
Oh, jeez.
but if the girl is not feeling it, she's also not feeling it. Because at the end of the day, you know, you might have these good qualities, but maybe we're just not feeling your vibe. You know?
Who's to say that like a big penis and a giant bank account is what defines
Yeah, at the end of the
a
day,
good person or makes somebody seem like they have great qualities?
yeah, at the end of the day, it's how you really make us feel, dude. Like that's how we are. That's how we are. We're the ones that, I guess, by nature,
The key thing
you're
being
pursuing
feel.
us. You're pursuing us. You guys are the hunters. But at the end of the day, it's really up to us to make that decision. Because if you think about it very long term, we're the ones that get to choose our mate. If we think long term, who do we want to have kids with? Who do we want to spend the rest of our lives with? At the end of the day, it's really our decision.
Yeah, they ask.
Yeah.
We
We're
give
like
the answer.
penguins.
Yeah.
We allow women to love us in their way and come to us at their pace and fall in love and want to be exclusive and ultimately want to get married or cohabitate or whatever happens to be. You do things that are right in the book, and she's always going to want to be around you as often as possible, and she's going to be disappointed when she can't be close to you. And so it will be a thing of the past. And so I can tell that guy, if I was talking to her, I mean, it's probably the same two things. He's over pursuing and he's giving off a weak vibe, like I was talking about, and she doesn't feel heard and understood. And so he's trying to seduce her, and he can't tell that she's not even open to him. And so that tells me he doesn't know the book. He's not recognizing what to look for. All he's focused on is she doesn't want to sleep with me, and I'm getting rejected a lot. And bottom line, she doesn't feel heard and understood. Maybe he's not dating and courting her properly or either. That's a big thing that guys do. But, and the vibe too. He's pursuing too much. He's trying too hard. He's doing too much. He's chasing her like a girl instead of just being a guy that's just dominating in life and his purpose and his mission with his friends and his family and everything. And she'll want to be his teammate. She'll want to be at his side. She'll build him up when he's there, and especially when he's not around. She's going to be saying good things about him because she's on his team.